Okay, so it's actually nighttime now, and I went to edit that video, and the audio wasn't working. And I tried starting with subtitles, and that's gonna be too much work. So let's try this again. I think I left off with the White Wonder. I didn't get to any of the beds yet. All right, so let me show you. I'm gonna go through it real quick, and then I'll show you something else Nick brought me from the auction. I don't know if you can tell, like, these beds have gotten massive. So I threw a zucchini in here just because it's new beds. I didn't know if it would do anything. So that's a gray zucchini. I've already gotten a huge one off of here. In this bed is Burpee Longkeeper tomatoes. My great, wonderful tomato steaks. And I threw some cucumbers. I think these were straight 8s. In here, they were struggling, and I thought, well, they won't do anything. Well, they've completely taken over the bed. There are beans and sweet potato vines and borage underneath of all of that mess, but I can't even get to it. So I don't know if any of that's going to produce. We'll see. These are some serrano peppers. These are some of Nick's hot pepper project. A nice, beautiful borage in here. I don't even know if I'm saying that. That's a Kajari melon starting to vine up there. These are tomatoes, which is a local thing. I got some free seeds from the seed swap for those. And down here is an experiment. These are seeds saved from a really beefy tomato we got at a farm one time when we were picking up produce for the animals. And I liked how beefy it was. I thought that was going to make a really good tomato paste. And so I saved the seeds, so we'll see what that does. There's another big gray zucchini. They're huge. This is going to be, these are all varieties of Marconi peppers, which is a sweet pepper that I really enjoy. This is to be announced. I'm not sure. I got a big clearance spot, and I got to fill it. I got to sift some soil and get that set up. This is my chamomile pot, which is done for the first part of the season, but if you'll notice, I'm getting growth for the second season because I'll get two pickings off of that. I'll get 2 harvests for a year. These are, don't mind the mess. It's been raining so much we have hardly been able to mow or keep up with anything. These are some cayenne peppers, which I'm excited about because I'm going to be able to make some hot sauce. And these are ready. They were not ready this morning when I filmed, so I'm going to pick them. All right, we got some rosemary. These are little shishito peppers. They're one of my favorite for eating fresh. There's 2 of them. I usually grow quite a few of them. This is a kale that I had overwintered, and I've let it go to seed, and I've been popping the seed pods off as they get really dry and saving that seed. And so I went behind in that pot, and I'm putting basil in there. So that'll be lemon basil. These are supposed to be like a carnival pepper. I picked all the little ones. They were teeny tiny, but these ones were like white, and these are green. So I don't know if I messed something up on the tags again. Who knows? Here we've got butter crunch lettuce that's going to seed, and now I have to figure out how to collect those seeds because that is one of our favorite lettuces. And I went ahead and pulled the rest of that out, and I've got a Mad Hatter pepper coming in there for fall harvest. Over here we've got, this is a mess. This is a real mess. 3 big pots of stevia that I have been harvesting and using it fresh and also drying it for winter. Some beautiful dill that's starting to go to seed. Isn't that beautiful? The pollinators love it. And I threw some zinnias in there because you got to grow something pretty. These are pots of bulbs that I don't know if they're going to do anything. I rescued them from the clearance rack. My hens and chicks, I love them. They're getting buried back there. This is a volunteer cherry tomato. Anytime I grow them, I get volunteers the next few years. This is an experiment. I'm doing a sweet potato vine in a pot. I started the slip and went from there. We'll see. I don't know if I'll get sweet potatoes, but the vines are pretty. In here we've got, the whole back is all a second sowing of potatoes. These are some of Nick's hot pepper project. The last 2 Brussels sprouts that survived without getting completely eaten. The bug damage is intense. I think they're going to do better as a fall garden. These are San Marzano tomatoes. I'm not feeling great, y'all. I was feeling better this morning, but the volume didn't work. San Marzano tomatoes, they're wrapping up. I'm going to be pulling them out, and I have more tomatoes ready to go in behind them. There's my oregano. Some of it's starting to flower, but I've been able to keep continuously harvesting that. this mess. There's 3 tomatillo plants. I don't know. They're small. I've never grown tomatillos, y'all. So tell me, are they supposed to be this small? Or did I do something wrong? Or is it not even a tomatillo? I'm confused. There's some borage in here. These are the purple Moraski peppers, a couple more of those, and a volunteer. I think it's a cucumber. I don't know. I have a lot of volunteers this year. There's my figs, cuttings from figs from my plants in New Jersey. More San Marzanos. We've got hidden in here to keep the cats out. I've got catnip, which I've already dried some. Lemon basil that I started from seed. More San Marzano. Some need to be picked. The big black pots are another round of potatoes. We did pretty well with our first round, and I'm hoping that the second round's even better. This is supposed to be a jalapeno, but my jalapenos, I think, got mixed up. I've had some pepper issues this year, so that definitely looks like a jalapeno. But this over here is also supposed to be a jalapeno, and that does not look like a jalapeno. So I don't know. Got some zinnias in there, some calendula coming underneath. Over here is more of Nick's hot pepper project with some basil intermixed into it. This is, I think I took a picture and put this one up one day. Got some calendula in here, more of those shishito peppers, and there's English thyme all along the base. And then in some pots here, I've got some of these sweet carbachi peppers. They get all long and twisty. They are the coolest looking pepper, and they're delicious. Let's see, sweet marjoram, another round of potatoes. This is more of that butter crunch that's going to seed. I left one plant in out of all of the plants just to let it go to seed so I could collect seed. These are Burpee Longkeeper tomatoes, and actually in the back there, with little tiny tomatoes on it, is a couple of the, lost my train of thought. Back in the corner there is a couple of the little shoots that come up in the elbows. The name of them is escaping me at the moment. But I snipped them and I just put them right in the soil, and they're coming back up. And there's also potatoes in here just to fill in that space and make use of that garden space. There's some basil tucked in there too. This is pepperoncini, which I think I picked all them. This bed went absolutely crazy. Let me stand back so you can see. It's only a 4-foot wide bed, but that was some Romas, and I accidentally mixed a San Marzano in there. I've never seen determinate tomatoes go this nuts. Like, they've literally, this whole side is Cubanelle peppers, and I couldn't even get to them for the longest time. I'm just now starting to harvest, and that was one of the first things I planted. The back of that, the very back, was zucchini. Now it's potatoes. This is another round of potatoes. This is Isaiah's bed. He's got chocolate bell peppers on this side, regular bell peppers, and then Big Daddy tomatoes in the back. Over here, we're going to try and grow some sunflowers. Now, this whole area behind here is all up from the holler, and this is where we are trying to build soil in place. So we've been putting down cardboard, we've been putting down chicken manure, cat manure, coffee grounds, any of the garden scraps are going in here. Even the knotweed, we're chopping that and just dropping it just to build biomass so that we can actually have dirt here, because if you remember, this was all a huge trash pit and there was nothing but trash. There's very little soil. So hopefully by this time next year, we'll have a nice layer of soil, and maybe we can actually have grass or some flowers. There are flowers and dill and herbs. There's a bunch of stuff. You can actually see there's a little bit of oregano coming up there that I planted that's going to seed. These are first round potatoes that went in a little bit late. They're going to need to be harvested here soon and replanted. This is a compost bin that I started. DIY, man. I love my DIY. Oh, do you see all the vines? This is some kind of cucurbit that started out as a volunteer in Isaiah's bed, and I chopped it out, but it had already spread. It had taken over half of my yard here, which is not very big to begin with, and it's massive. It's covering everything, but it's not harmful, and again, biomass. So this side is mainly flowers. We've got some nasturtium, some sedum for the bees and butterflies, some mini iris. Yeah. My green stalk is hiding behind these humongous impatiens, but that's in the process of being replanted. Still have some kale and nasturtium, but now we've got beans, we've got some muncher cucumbers, some rosemary. I think I put some eggplant in here just so that we have a second round of stuff. These impatiens went absolutely crazy. There is a peony that a friend had given me that's hidden in here somewhere. The cucumber that we had in here is kind of puttering out. I got one cucumber off of it, so I'm not sure if it was the soil in the bags or what. Let's see, this is the one remaining kiwi from our grocery store kiwi project. This is hot peppers. There's a turmeric. In here is a watermelon plant with holy basil, some lemongrass. This is a cantaloupe. I think there's flowers in there, but I can't remember. So this is, these are the Sugar Rush peaches that I preserved, that I have going in a ferment. They're really cool. You want to wait to harvest them until they're a little bit more orangey, is what I'm reading about. Back here is some alyssum that I planted, some nasturtium. These are beautiful nasturtium. I love them. Orchard cream nasturtium. And back behind here, I think I had a picture in the opening looking from up on the porch. That's all bell peppers. What did you pick? What did you pick? Did you pick a flower? Are you going to eat the flower? Yeah? So these two humongous things are cayenne. There's 2 cayenne peppers and some calendula in this grow bag. There's not a ton of fruit on it, but the plants look amazing. So here's some lemongrass. This is a Mad Hatter pepper and some basil, some more lemongrass. We've got a cucumber tucked in there. I got more basil that I need to break up and plant. Stevia. These are those really pretty brushstroke pansies that I grew from seed in the spring. They're still going strong. I wish I could show you how big these impatiens are, because they are almost as tall as me. And as we go back this way, we've got, all right, so here, I was running out of space for my tomatoes, and I had these mortgage lifters that really needed to go in the ground. So they are growing up my front porch. We're using every bit of space that we can down here, because the rest of the property is all mountain, and it's not easy for me to get up to with the kids. So down in here, there's lavender there, and I'm trying to propagate some more here. This is a poinsettia, look how pretty that looks. I probably need to put some fertilizer on it though. These are just rainwater collection. My fig's lost all of its leaves. I don't know what's going on with it. It's doing good. Like, it's growing more, you can see, but I don't know what's going. So we got hostas, gladiolas. I have some black hollyhocks that will not bloom this year. They probably won't bloom until next year or the following year, but I started them from seed. These are nasturtium. These are just absolutely beautiful. That whole plant is edible. It's very peppery, but it's completely edible. You can feed it to the animals, can feed it to yourself. This, I'll have to put a picture in here. This is probably 7 foot tall now. That's a hibiscus that I started on the windowsill in my kitchen. That first very, very gloomy winter where the house was like not barely livable, and I just needed to grow something to make myself happy. And I did, and now it's huge. It did have one flower already open. I'm waiting because there's a whole bunch of flowers on there. More of those impatiens. You will, once you plant this particular variety, you'll never have to plant them again. This was, I can't remember. I can't find my tag. I did grow them from seed, but I can't remember what they were. They're just really pretty. I hope they come back. Most of what I planted is perennial. We've had so much rain here lately, which is why it's been really hard to get, the property mowed and cleaned up. But everything's kind of droopy. This sunflower went absolutely nuts here. I love it. This is butterfly weed. The area down where we flame weeded, this is what those little tiny ones that I have down there, this is what they will turn into, and that will be beautiful for a pollinator space. This, I never even finished weeding or getting the rocks out of here. There's, I just kind of started throwing stuff in there. The impatiens seeded the winter that we weren't here. The seeds must have been in one of my pots, and so they're just volunteers. I did not plant them. These are black hollyhocks that should bloom next year, and a ton of weeds. But let me show you what I'm really excited about. So, you know, I love my green stalk, and I'm really getting a lot better at growing in it. So Nick got me another one. Isn't that pretty? It's a blueberry. And let me show you what I have planted in here. You've got cucumbers, you've got eggplant, you've got flowers, basil. These are Mexican midget tomatoes. They make like a pearl-sized tomato. It's really perfect for garden snacking. These are little bush beans, more basil, another eggplant, beans. Let's see, what else do we have in here? This is cabbage. This is another one of those tomatoes. This is a snapdragon. This is lavender. And it's just lovely. Very easy to water. Alright, I'm not going to go up here because I am not feeling great, but this is the area that we use to go up to take care of the chickens. And where it was excavated, it lacks a lot of biomass. Like, you get a lot of rock and like clay. So I was thinking about how I could build soil here, and I thought, let me grow some vining crops here. So these are, I can't remember if they're Kershaw or Crenshaw. It's either a melon or a squash. I cannot remember. I can't remember. Like, I just literally can't remember. But that will vine all over the place, and whether we get fruit or not, it doesn't really matter. We will get that biomass. And up here in these pots are my loofahs that I'm very excited about because they are going nuts up there. There's vines going everywhere, so we should get a lot of fruit from them. Little Mama, yes, different outfit from the rest of the video because it's later in the day, because I had to re-record everything. She is trying to climb the mountain herself. Aren't you, Mama? Are you trying to go up there? Yeah, we're not going to go up there tonight. Daddy already took care of the chickies. It will be pawpaw season soon, and while we are not going to get much fruit from these ones that we topped, these guys have some fruit. We're running into some issues with the guineas roosting up there. If you have any ideas for deterring them from doing that, I'm all ears, because it means that we're not getting nearly as many pawpaws. But we love our guineas. They do a great job, and they're fun. They're just fun to watch. I'm going to show you a part of our property that I'm not real proud of right now because it's a mess. But I can't keep up with mowing or weed whacking all of this. Now, I say it's a mess, and it is. But it's a productive mess. So here you have garlic that I've been slowly plugging away at digging and preserving. I have an elderberry tree. One has fruit. The other one, Nick accidentally weed whacked, and it's just the greens. But it survived, so that's good. And between there, anytime you see these rock formations, these are where I have things planted. I have some cabbages, some butterfly weed, and some strawberries planted underneath of there, trying to make a living ground cover so that there is less to mow. And then up here you see the old apple tree. Do you see the sunflower? That thing is like 10 foot tall. It's humongous, and it's beautiful. We've left the apple tree because we're pretty sure it's dead. Last year it produced one rotten apple, and now, speaking of the guineas, they're going to come. But anyway, there's a flat landing up here, and that's got tomatoes and peppers, and that has actually been a very productive area, even though I haven't been able to be up there. I have some strawberry starts that I was given, and they're actually putting out runners that I've been able to transplant. And I have lavender here. I'm trying to make it so the lavender kind of droops, because we have a lot of areas here where it just kind of cuts off, and I think that would be really pretty to have that drooping over. So straight up here, let's see, there is my Pink Lady apple tree. This is the second year with that tree. This here is all Pink Oxheart tomatoes. They're not quite ready, and right next to that here where you see the little blue decorative thing, that's a cherry tree that we brought and transplanted. And there's another one over here that has strawberries and stuff all underneath it. This does too. There's oregano and strawberries all in there with the pink oxheart tomatoes too. I am not going to be able to take you up top to show you what I've got growing up there because I'm just not up for it tonight. Not feeling great. But I did want to show you one thing that Nick got me at the auction that I was kind of amused with. So, yes, I have chickens down here by my house because my husband surprised me with so many chickens yesterday. This crazy looking chicken. I think it's a he. I think it's a bantam. But look at that. Look at that crazy head on that thing. This chicken has done nothing but eat since it's been here. He's done nothing but eat. So that's about where we are, beginning of August. Nick came out to grill, so I figured we'd get his mug on camera.
Every so often.
Every so often he does a video. It's not his favorite thing to do. So I hope that you enjoyed a glimpse of what we have coming in from our garden right now. It's not a very big space, but it's been very productive.
Goodness, you're short.
Yes, I am. And so is our daughter. So
Kinda.
Enjoy. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. We love hearing from you guys. And I ask that you keep us in prayer because this is the week after chemo. I'm not feeling great. Probably shouldn't have come out here this morning to record, and then I definitely probably shouldn't have come out here tonight because I'm feeling rough. I'm still smiling because I love my garden and it makes me happy. So
I wonder, just for the record.
It might take me 3 days to edit this, but all right. So come see us again, y'all. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
It's raining, it's pouring. Sissy should be snoring. Is it raining? You got a hat on. You're okay, right? You think we should go outside? You think we should go inside? Yeah, you can put your hat on. Yep. Oh, it feels good in the rain, huh? It's raining, it's pouring.